Hey y'all, Desiree here. Today I thought I would do a nice little chair yoga with you. So this is prenatal friendly, obviously. I'm at 28 weeks and 4 days, something like that. So if you are pregnant, this is a great yoga sequence for you using a chair. You don't have to get down on the floor, which is getting a little annoying for me. But this is also great if you're not pregnant as well. Quick little work break. If you've been sitting at a desk all day or writing, or if you just want to fit some yoga in really quickly. So I will say, if you are pregnant, make sure that you get clearance from your doctor before you start any exercise program, even if it's yoga. And if you do have clearance, let's go ahead. So grab a chair. I do prefer one that's not on wheels because that can get a little risky. So we're going to start in the back of the chair. We're just going to take our hands to the back of the chair, step the feet back, and then let your chest melt towards the floor. So you can take your feet wider if your belly is in the way, if you have a belly, and just let the chest melt towards the floor, breathing here. Make sure that you're keeping your tailbone lifted and not tucking under. So we want to still keep the belly button lifted even though we are melting the chest. So it's a little bit of a back bend, stretching out the shoulders here. Good, you can even bend your knees as much as you want. We'll take one more breath. Oh, this is always a good one. I like doing this one first thing in the morning. And then slowly come back up. Nice. So now we're going to stand a little bit closer to the chair. We're just going to do a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, melt your chest towards the floor, lifting your head and tail. And exhale, round your back, pressing the floor away from you. So if this is not enough for you, you can always do this on the other side of the chair, taking it a little lower. So again, inhale to melt the chest towards the floor, lifting head and tail. And exhale, round your back, pressing the floor away from you. We'll just do a few rounds here of cat-cow, just moving the spine. Especially if you've been sitting, this is just good to get some movement going on. If you want, you can even add circular motions or rock forwards and backwards or wiggle your tail a little bit, whatever feels good for you. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back to a neutral spine. Good, and then this time we'll go to the back of the chair again. So from here, I want you to stand sideways to the chair, arm on the chair. We're just going to cross the outside leg over the inside leg, reaching up with that outside arm, stretching over. So we get a nice stretch on the side of our body that's furthest from the chair. And we're just breathing here. And you can even look up at the ceiling and try to open your chest. Sometimes that changes the stretch a little bit. Good. And inhale to come back up. We'll do the other side. So I'm going to move the chair to the other side so you don't have to stare at the back of me. So crossing that outside foot over, reaching up and over, stretching towards the chair, stretching that side of the body that's furthest from the chair, maybe looking up towards the ceiling, breathing evenly. Oh, it feels so good to stretch the body. And inhale to come back up. Nice, good. Uncross the feet, and then we're going to turn away from the chair. So this chair is a little low for me, so I'm going to take my feet wide, taking my hands to the chair, and I want palms facing towards my body, pulling the shoulder blades together, and we just get a nice little chest stretch. So if your chair is not as low as mine, or if compared to your height, then you don't have to have your feet as wide. But you can do that if you'd like. And we'll just breathe here, lifting the sternum. Good, a couple more breaths. And release. Nice. Good, so now we're going to turn back towards the chair, crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. So we're going to make a figure four. Flex that right foot, pull your pinky toe away from you. So we're going to flex, pull it back, and then we're going to sit back into that hip, getting a nice stretch. You can lean onto your forearms, This is one of my favorite stretches. It feels so delightful, especially since I've gotten pregnant. Good, a couple more breaths here. This is a really great one if you've been sitting all day. This is a great one even if you haven't been sitting all day. And slowly release. Let's take the other side. Crossing that foot over, don't mind the feet. Flexing, pulling the pinky toe away, and we'll sit back. Ooh, this side's a little tighter. And that is totally normal if you have one side tighter than the other. And we're just breathing here, just stretching out the hip and the glutes. Feeling delightful. Good, and slowly come back up. Nice, oh, that feels good. You can shake it out. From here, we're gonna step back with the right foot, bending that left knee, just so we can get a nice stretch in our calf. So I want you to square your hips and make sure that you're keeping that back foot from turning out too much. If that foot is turning out, then you just got a lot of muscle tightness there. So we do want to try to keep that foot parallel and then pressing back into that heel. And we'll hold this for a couple breaths. Good, this is always a nice stretch. And then I want you to keep that there and bend the back knee so we take the stretch into a different part of our calf. So you've actually got two muscles back there. I'm not going to bore you with the anatomy, but this just helps to stretch the other calf muscle. And release. Good, you can shake it out. Let's do the other side. So step your left foot back, keeping the back leg straight, front leg is bent. And then we'll stretch the calf. Make sure that your hips are squared. So pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Breathing, breathing, always breathing. Couple more breaths here. And you can bend that back knee. Good. Getting the rest of our calf. It's also great for ankle mobility. Couple more breaths here. Good, and release. You can shake it out. Nice, so now you can turn the chair around. So you can actually either do it from the side or the front. And I just want you to put your left foot up on the chair. We're gonna keep our hips square and just lean forward. You can actually keep that knee bent if you need to, but you can also straighten it and you can take your hands to your thigh, your shin, or even to the chair, getting a nice stretch, pulling that left hip back, lengthening the spine as you stretch forward. Remember, only bending forward as much as it feels good for you. Taking a couple breaths here. Good. Slowly come back up. Nice, let's turn so that your leg, you're facing the front and your leg is on the chair to your side. And we'll reach up and over. Just once again, getting a nice side stretch. Couple breaths. And reaching out to come up, and we'll do the other side. So you can place your right foot on the chair, square the hips. Do keep that foot flexed, and then we'll lean forward from here, either taking your hands to your thigh, your shin, or the chair. Flexing the foot. Breathing. And if your belly is in the way, you can always move your foot out to the side a little, taking your belly to the inside of the leg. Good, we're almost there. Couple more breaths. Nice, and slowly come back up. Good, turn so that our leg is to the side, reaching up and over, getting a nice side stretch. Keeping that foot flexed, breathing, and come back up. Nice, and then just one more thing. This time we're gonna have a seat so that we can get settled back in our chair, ready to do some work. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. I don't want you lounging back for this. Shoulders are back, and then just tilt your head to the left, bringing that left hand up and over just to get a nice stretch in your neck. And just gently applying pressure with this hand that's on top. Couple breaths here. And inhale to come back up. Other side. Good. Breathing. And you know, sometimes you don't even need a stretch. Sometimes you just need a few minutes to pause and step away from your work. And just take a break. Even if it's not work, even if it's just taking a break from your day. And inhale to come back up. Good. Shake it out, and you are ready to go back to work, or cooking, or cleaning, or sitting on the couch. Whatever you're doing is fine. So thank you for stretching or practicing with me today. I hope you got whatever you needed out of this quick sequence, and make sure you check out my other YouTube videos. I've got other prenatal yoga sequences and other yoga sequences that are fine if you're not pregnant. Thank you, and I will see you next time.